Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Gemma and I'm coming to you as always from my home here in beautiful Devon in the southwest of England. I'm back with a kind of normal episode for you. So we're going to be focusing on the knitting and the crochet. And yeah, I'm super excited because here at the moment it is the school summer holidays. We are just wrapping up week 1 of the summer holidays. We broke up last Thursday, and with that and with the pressure of my teacher training being off, I passed, by the way, to everyone who watched my When It All Goes Wrong video and left me lovely words of encouragement. I did get my decision in the presentation time itself. I was told that I am being put forward for early years teacher status. I've passed, it is done. And that in itself has kind of rejuvenated me. So the studies have gone, the day-to-day work has gone, and I am so excited for all the possibilities the next 6 weeks bring. There's going to be so many more videos. I've got so many more ideas of things I want to do and share. So without further ado, let's get on with this episode, which is a Christmas in July update. Right, while I'm just shimmying my socks onto the sock blockers, I just want to say thank you to everyone who joined in with my silly little game last week. It was an eye-opener for me to realise just how much stash I had accrued, but also it was actually a bit of a relief to realise that I haven't yet achieved sable or stash acquired beyond a life expectancy. I'm not going to say any more about it at the moment in case you haven't seen that video and want to go and check it out. I don't want to spoil it for you. The guesses were wild, like from way lower than even I would have expected to possibly an aspirational 100,000 kilos. I'm not going to do it. That's not a target. That's not something I can do. I'm not even sure a yarn shop would have 100,000 kilos, which means actually I'm not far off being able to open a yarn shop with my stash. But anyway, thank you. I thought it was really good fun. It was also fun to see those of you sharing your stash and the way that you feel like making. So yeah, thank you very much. This month, I'm endeavouring to be a little bit more organised, as you know, because I'm traditionally a little bit of a last-minute lassie when it comes to these things. Christmas is the same time every single year. Winter is roughly the same time every single year. So why, at the grand old age of 38, it still takes me by surprise when October gives way into November and suddenly I've got 8 weeks to get everything I wanted to do done, is totally beyond me. I'm a grown woman. I'm fairly intelligent. This is how the calendar works. It doesn't move. It's not like Easter that can shift by a whole month. It's fixed. It's finite. So I'm trying something this year that I've never done before, which is Christmas in July. I'm starting on my winter and Christmas makes. And so I thought I'd give you a little update today on how I'm getting on. But first, finished objects. I'm recording this today because I wanted to show you these because they are being given to the recipient tomorrow. These are the leaving socks for my colleague who is leaving our setting after 30 years, which is just incredible. She's a very good friend of mine. She's really been there for me this year. I've learned so much from her. And she's always admired my hand knit socks. And I knew I wanted to make her some as a gift. Now, my son is a spy in the making. He's brilliant. He found out what her favourite colour was, orange. And he also dragged her up to his bedroom to play with his toys and decided he wanted to measure her feet and got the measurement for her foot from heel to toe for me, which I immediately text my husband, and he didn't even react. He's so used to me by now that getting a random text message with just 21 centimetres with no context did not surprise him. So yeah, she left on the 17th of July and I finished these 3 days later. The West Yorkshire Spinners is perfect for gift giving because they can cope in the washing machine. I wouldn't do a crazy spin. I wouldn't do hotter than 30, but all my socks go through the washing machine and they're years old now and they're absolutely fine. I have another finished object. Boing! This is a cabled beanie hat from Wool on the X. It isn't a pattern you can get other than from there. It's free with a purchase. I don't know if they do a nominal fee, so you get the pattern if you want it. I'm not sure, but it's definitely free with a purchase. And I believe that's in store. And it's the pattern that we use for my Introduction to Knitting in the Round course. Now, bearing in mind that I taught this on Saturday and I had started my stash ventry. Ooh, stash ventry. I haven't coined that. I've heard that somewhere else, but I quite like it. On the Saturday morning, I knew I had absolutely no business bringing any more yarn in, but I'd taken a donation of 250 grams of yarn to their charity box. So letting 100 grams of yarn I've been desperate to try come in didn't seem too naughty. And I cast it on with my students. This is the Retreat Twist. So it's a roving yarn like the West Yorkshire Spinners Retreat usually is, but this time it's 2 colours plied together. So it's 2 strands of roving, if that makes sense. It's very unique, and the colours kind of gradient and ombre up, as you can see. I went for this lovely autumnal shade, and in a bid to use up as much yarn as possible, I made a pom-pom. I also made a second pom-pom because I'm going to create an autumnal wreath for my son. He's wanted one for ages. So any sort of autumnal scraps I get, I'm going to turn into pom-poms, and then I can use them for wreaths in the future. So that was 100 grams in and 100 grams out. So that's not too bad. I will put it on for you, but I do look a bit like a boiled egg when I wear hats. Oh, actually, that colour's quite cute. Yeah, so it comes down just over my ears, which is what I like in a hat. I don't like it to be like above my kind of earlobes. I like my ears to be covered if I'm wearing a hat. That's the whole point of a hat, isn't it? Yeah, I really like that. So in my stash entry video, I was talking about how I'd kind of done one of those free colour analysis things on the internet. I haven't paid for it, so I haven't got a really accurate one, but it did suggest I was a summer, and warmer colours apparently suit my skin tone. And I think actually, yeah, I'm inclined to agree. I quite like that one. Oh, maybe I keep it for myself. So having cast off a pair of socks, I obviously had to cast one on. And because it's Christmas in July, who was it that said, I thought you'd have done so much more casting on with Christmas in July? I'm really surprised at how, like, this viewer, subscriber, I think it was Jane, was really surprised by how little I'd actually cast on. So obviously I viewed that as a personal challenge and have embarked on more Christmas gifts, the hat being one. And these are the first in our family Christmas socks. So I've started a thing. I don't know how long it's going to carry on for because I do have a son and his feet are definitely going to be quite large. But each year I'm knitting us matching Christmas socks. I've managed for Alan and Robin the last 2 years, but I have yet to have a pair that matches theirs. So this year I'm actually starting with mine. Robin chose this yarn. Isn't it beautiful? It's very, very sparkly. Wow, that is seriously sparkly. This is Stylecraft Head Over Heels, Stripe Up Your Life, and it is... what's the name? Shade 5555 Elf. And you can see on the side here how it knits up. I personally prefer a surprise with self-striping yarn. However, in this case, it was really useful. Robin chose our Christmas yarn this year. I usually use West Yorkshire Spinners, but Robin chose this one from Dartmoor Yarn in Oakhampton, which is run by the lovely Laura. She knows an awful lot and she's an amazing knitter. So yeah, and I got 2 balls of that to make sure I would have enough for all of us. I really like it. What I'm not sure about is if you can see there, the sparkle is actually carried as there's a solid thread of sparkle that's applied into it. Whereas with the West Yorkshire Spinners, it's more incidental. There's little bits of sparkle that just appear in the spin. I'm not 100% sold on this. It feels, I wouldn't go as far as to say it's scratchy, but it definitely, you know it's there, you can feel it. On the other hand, the sparkle level is through the roof, and the stitch definition is really neat. And you know I've had a bit of a mixed success with Stylecraft head over heels. I had a beautiful pair and then I had a really splodgy pair. So far I've only got one ugly splodge and the rest is nice and clean. So I'm actually, oh, 2 ugly splodges. But that's not bad considering the state of the yarn I had before. I'm enjoying knitting it. So I have finished the leg of this first sock. I'm about to start the heel flap and gusset for me. So I've done 15 rounds of rib because rib is just soul destroying, and 50 round leg. So next is the heel flap and gusset. And yeah, so how I'm doing this at the moment, I did end up in a bit of a state of overwhelm after doing my stash of entry. And also because I now have free time or freer time, I wasn't sure how to go about working on everything. You know, that decision paralysis thing. So what I've started doing in the last couple of days is I've allowed myself to just go with what makes me happy. And I'll show you that in a minute with my crochet blankets. But with regards to my other works in progress, to ensure they're getting worked on, if I'm watching a podcast, say it's 30 minutes long, I will spend 30 minutes working on that project. And then when I switch podcasts, I switch projects. And that seems to be working for me at the minute, but I've only been doing it for a day or so. So there we go. That's Christmas sock number 1. Next up for Christmas in July is my niece's tunic dress. So this is actually meant to be a tunic top, and it comes in various sizes up to about 8 years. I've actually chosen to do the 4th size, which is age 2 to 4. I think it's 2 to 4. Is it 4 to 6? 2 to 4. My niece only turned 1 last month, but my thinking is this tunic will function as a dress for her first couple of winters, that she has it. She's in her 2nd winter already. And then it will function as a shirt, as a top. So she'll get a lot more wear out of it. This is the Arrowhead tunic by Trina Paskason. It's in her book, Classic Nordic Knits for Kids, which she's done with Search Press, who I work for, as you know. And I'm doing the 2 to 4 size. It's got this beautiful arrowhead lace at the top that you can just about see. The sleeves are really simple. You knit some rib when you're doing, after you've finished the yoke increases, and then you simply cast them off and cast on for the underarms. So that's really good. And then you work down working increases. So you can see I've put a couple of inches onto the body so far. I'm really enjoying this. I'm enjoying seeing it work up. The lace was so much fun. I love lace and working through a chart. There's just something about it I really enjoy. Now I'm in the challenge of I've got acres of stocking stitch to do. So I'm definitely trying to make myself do it. I was just watching videos upstairs this morning, so I had quite a bad headache when I woke up, so I spent some time in bed knitting. And it had got to the end. I'd done 2 videos on the sock, so I finished the leg, and then I did 1 video on this. I was like, oh good, I can work on something else. And I thought about it and I thought, no, if I'm not wanting to work on it, that means I really need to make myself work on it, because otherwise it won't be finished. I know I have this saying, you know, I didn't say which Christmas, but I would really like her to have it for this one. And with this long to go, we're only in July, there's really no reason she shouldn't have it. So I made myself do a 2nd video. And actually, I'm glad I did, because there was a break in the yarn and it had been spliced together, which is really unusual for West Yorkshire spinners. You never normally get any splits or breaks in their yarn. So they are way beyond the industry standard, which allows 6 joins per 100 grams. 6. So yeah, I've kind of made myself do it, and I've dealt with that split. This is West Yorkshire Spinners, if I hadn't mentioned already, in the Spruce colourway, which was a companion colourway to last year's Christmas self-striping, which was Yuletide. There we are. And I really love it. It's so pretty. I think it's going to look very sweet on her. It's going to be very versatile. And of course it is machine washable, perfect for a busy young family. Now this next one technically isn't Christmas in July, although it could be. I don't know when I'm going to get it finished, but I have a development. Are you ready? Ta-da! I've finished the back of the hoodie. I've done it. I've finished the back. I found my pattern book. It was down the side of the armchair, pressed up against the wall. And it was only when I was looking for something else that I thought, oh, is that? And it was. It is West Yorkshire Spinners again, okay? It's the West Yorkshire Spinners Colour Lab DK Kids book, which came out a few years ago now. I think it came out in 2019 or 2020. And the pattern I'm doing is called the Hopscotch hoodie. It's super cute, isn't it? And it comes up to 11 plus years. I'm doing the 9 to 11 years, and my nephew has turned 10. So I'm gonna be cutting it fine for him to wear it. But if he decides he doesn't like it or it doesn't fit, I've got other godsons I can pass it on to instead. So that's it. And the front, I finished quite some time ago, has got this grey and rainbow on. It's super cool. We're not sure whether we're going to do the hood. My nephew is going to have a look because he can't actually remember the jumper. Can't blame him because it's years since he's seen it. But because I found the book, I've actually cast on for the first sleeve as well. So I'm partway through the ribs. So there is progress. I was going to knit the sleeves 2 at a time, but to make sure I got them done, but I've never done that before. And the one time I tried 2 at a time socks, I ended up with tights for pixies. I just think I can't have any more stumbling blocks with this project. I need to just get it done. And if I create myself the additional new challenge of a new to me technique and it goes wrong, I am in very real danger of just never finishing it. So I don't want that. Okay, on to next steps for Christmas in July. I will also be endeavouring to put in a colour a day. And bear in mind, we're the 24th of July now, so I've got a week. So I should get 7 colours in, hopefully, of my Land of Sweets cowl. So this is using the beautiful 12-day advent that the absolutely lovely Emma and her daughter put together for me a couple of years ago. It's so precious and it means so much to me. The yarn's stunning. They organised it in a kind of suggested fade, which is just beautiful. And I'm going with that. I'm going with the order that they put the advent in to make the Land of Sweets cowl by Helen Stewart of Curious Handmade. I already had the pattern. I'm on the 3rd colour. I haven't touched it yet in July, but it is in this. Do you know what I'm keeping it in? Oops! I'm keeping it in a Fairy Lights box. Isn't that fun? That feels so appropriate. And I did misplace the 12th colour. I couldn't find it anywhere. And Emma, very, very sweetly at Christmas, sent me another one to go with it. It kind of goes with, or you can see where the colours are going. Yeah. I have actually since found the 12th one. I'm sorry, Emma, I found it. But what I might do is pop that as a little pop of colour into my crochet blanket because I'll know which one it is and it'll be very, very special. So my plan is to continue with the Land of Sweets cowl. Because so I'm doing something for me for winter as well, not just gift knits for everybody else. I've also got plans to do, I think I've shown this to you before, I've also got plans to do a little sweater vest or sweater, see what happens out of this. This is called Vidalana by Knit Crate, and it is their Vidalana Lofty DK in the colourway Mistletoe, which is quite appropriate. It's 48% merino, 20% baby alpaca, 32% organic cotton. It's DK weight, and it was exclusive to Knit Crate. I've got 2 hanks of this, and it is 250 metres, so I've got 500 metres. So I'm going to look and see what I can do for my nephew who's 4, or about to be 4, so that he's got a little something as well for Christmas as his sister. So they're both green. So although they're not matchy-matchy, brother and sister, they have their own identities. They're still kind of related. And I just think that would look really sweet if they open them. And if they chose to wear them at Christmas, that would just be incredible at any point over Christmas. But yeah, there we go. So those are my future plans for Christmas in July. I'm also in the middle of recording a video where I'm trying out the first amigurumi kit from Search Press that has been put together to go along with their mini amigurumi book series. I'm very new to amigurumi. I think I've done one thing in the past, and the kit is advertised as being suitable for complete beginners. So I'm putting that to the test. So that little video will be coming up. And on Saturday morning, my husband said he will take out Robin and entertain him to allow me some time with the sewing machine. So there will also be a start to finish sewing project coming up as well. So I told you there's loads of different things that I'm excited to do in this 6 weeks of summer. My challenge is not to overcommit. I tend to view the summer holidays in the same way as a knitter views their suitcase for a long weekend. You know, realistically, you've got time to maybe do 2 projects. You'll probably only touch 1, but you still take 5. Do you know what I mean? It's that sort of thing. I tend to overcommit. So I have been thinking about the summer differently this year. You see these 6 weeks of potential and you get to the end of the 6 weeks and you think, I've not achieved anything. I haven't done all the things on my list. I was meant to redecorate the entire house. I was meant to landscape the garden. I should have dealt with the deck. But in real terms, yes, I've got 6 weeks off. I also have a little boy. My husband is still working. So we've got maybe 1 day a week and the weekends to achieve things around the house. So I'm trying to wind back my expectations and also be a bit kinder to myself. I was shattered by the end of the summer term. And actually, just even looking in the viewfinder now, I can see that I look much more bright-eyed and bushy-tailed just from having a week. So I've allowed myself this week to rest and relax and follow where the joy goes. So with that, I'll do the crochet blankets update. I have reached a bit of an emotional moment with this one. I have finally finished the Advent swaps from 2019 and 2020 that I did with Marcus of Fibre Punk, and this is an absolute beast. It is so heavy. There is so much yarn in here. I think it's got to be over 480 grams. It feels like it's over 480 grams. So we start here with this beautiful claret and we work up to here. It is really wide. It's 7.5 foot wide. I'm not going to open it all out now. I don't know if I'll do some B-roll with it. And I've used almost all of the yarns in here. I think I redirected one to a different blanket. And really this Halloweeny one I could have redirected, but I just thought it goes so well in here. I'll try and find the stitch marker. Oh, I can feel it. Where is it? So I'm not sure if that's where I was last time I showed you, or if I was further up from it and just didn't move the stitch marker up. I can't really remember. So yeah, I've put on a good, lost stitch marker again. Where are we? I've put on a good 3.5 inches onto this blanket. So that's the total width. So you can see I've got quite a long way to go, but at the moment that's it. The giant balls that I had back then they're done, they're finished. I do have some more yarns that I've found that I will put into that one, but essentially that one has got as far as it can for the moment, so I won't be working on that one anytime soon. My son's blanket has not had any work done to it at all, so that remains as it was last time, I think. I'm pretty sure I'd put all that on last time I showed you with the penguin. So this one has been affectionately known as Lee's blanket. Again, I'm not sure if I moved the stitch marker up or not. I can't remember. It's been a bit of a month. But I've just put in the most fabulous rainbow colour. It's so, so beautiful and it's just made me so happy. I'm not really kind of in-your-face bright neon rainbow person. At least I didn't think I was, but this blanket is bringing me so much joy in its craziness and beauty. And I said to Lee, we need to find out who dyed this one because I need it. I need things in it. I think I need an entire rainbow blanket in it. I think it's too nice to be socks. I'm not sure it'd suit me as a jumper or a garment, but I need more of this rainbow joy in my life. So perhaps when I've reached my first stash down goal of losing 4 kilos, then maybe I can treat myself. So there is that. So I will move the stitch marker up now, but essentially it's getting quite sizable. I want it to be, it's lap blanket size, and my target is to get it kind of wrap around yourself blanket size by Lee's visit in October. I'm not kidding myself. It'll be a completely finished blanket for the bed by then. No, thank you. My husband's blanket has also had a fair bit of work. So you can see it's getting rather large now. I'm working through the Madrigal yarns. There's my stitch marker clipping it on. I don't know where the stitch marker is for where I got to. It's down here. I'm pretty sure I didn't move this one up. But yeah, I've put at least 3 colours into it. I've pretty much finished the Madrigal Yarns minis that I had, I think. And you can see from the first ball, there's really not that much left. This was the point I reached with the granny stripe where I thought I could just finish this small ball off. So that's probably what I'm going to be working on the next wee while. And then I've got this ball as well to go in, so you can see the difference in size. And then we will assess and see how we're going. I do potentially have, where are we? I've got these 3 minis that will potentially also go into this blanket, but I want to see how big it gets and also sort of assess the other blankets. At the moment, I'm kind of thinking also I would love a solid border around the entire thing just to finish it off, but we'll have a look and see nearer the time. I've had a bit of a womp moment in that I've lost one of my granny square blankets. The one I showed you that was West Yorkshire Spinners, with West Yorkshire Spinners leftovers, I reached for to put the leftovers from the Tequila Sunrise in. I can't find it anywhere, so I can't show you any progress on that one because I've lost it in its entirety. In regards to the Halloween blanket, I did move the stitch marker up on this one, I think. There we are. I've gotten quite far with that one as well. So I'm doing the 2 rounds of grey in between and then the colour. So that one's smaller, but it's big enough for Robin to enjoy. I have a plan for another granny square blanket, not the pastel one that I've got the bag for all the yarns for there, but I've got all the West Yorkshire Spinners Christmas colours. And my thought is, do I need a West Yorkshire Spinners Christmas colour blanket specifically that's the West Yorkshire Spinners socks as a kind of like memory patchwork for my family? But if I did that, I would do it differently. Rather than doing stripes, I would just do solid granny square, 1 for each colour, and whatever size they work up, I would then use, and I'm not sure what colour I would use to do this, but I would use... basically, I'd patchwork it and mix and match. So if I had a small square there and a big square there, and then I might have a bigger square there, to create a rectangle still and joining them all together. But it's not going to be a granny square. It's not going to be blocks of granny squares. It's going to be, I'm really struggling to describe it, but bear with me. I think I might have to sketch it out for next time. But that's it. So that's it. That's everything I've been working on. That I'm going to show you today anyway. I'm really enjoying Christmas in July. I'm hoping that I will get another dent in some Christmas projects. I also have a new cast on for my husband that I want to do, which is also very heavily influenced by the idea that I want to get some kilos out of my stash. And the next project is chunky. I will do a stash update, but I'll do it at the start of next month or the middle of next month. So each month I'll do a kind of where I've got to in and out. I might do it at the end of August, because then I can do it at the end of each month, and that feels like a sensible thing to me. Or do I do it at the start of August? Because then I'll think about it. I'll sort it out. But I do want to get these kilos out, and it's a chunky yarn, so I know that while it might not have as much meterage, it sure as hell has a lot of grammage in it, and I can get that out and get a bit of an instant win and free up some of a box. So yeah, there we are. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you very soon for another one. Take care. Let me know what you're working on in the comments. Your keyword is, let's go for summer. let's put summer in the comments below. That's your code word for this week's comments. Tell me what you're working on. Tell me what you're up to. Anything you want to share. I love getting to know you all, and I'll see you very, very soon. Take care. Bye.